Welcome to another episode of The Life Alley. Man, listen, I know it has only been a week, but I've missed you guys so much. It's almost like that, bestie you haven't seen in like a minute, in a year, in 6, and you just want to give him a hug. Yes, I want to give you a hug just for hug reasons. There is no plan, there is no assignment, there is no agenda. I just want to hug. And I want to hug you guys. I've missed you so much. How's everybody been? I hope life has been happening according to your desires. I hope that God has shown himself mighty in your lives. I hope that everything that has happened so far has made you see God, know God, love God a little bit more. If yes, congratulations. If no, he's on his way. He's never a minute too late and a minute too early. He's always right time. Now, it's been a great week for me, believe it or not. It's been an incredible week. I've had fun discovering God on a different level this past week. I learned vulnerability with God. That is a topic that I don't think Christians discuss enough. But I learned how to be vulnerable with God. And let me tell you, being vulnerable with God is so much easier than being vulnerable with man, because God is the most perfect listener. He listens to all your problems and he allows you to actually go through them. And it's incredible. I discovered how to unload with God. That is something that I'm not used to. And it's becoming incredible. And guys, for so many reasons, this season that I'm in, I'm having a blast. I'm making great friends. I'm finding interesting, I want to call them purposes, assignments, all those little things. It's just been amazing. And as we go on, I will let you in on it. You're my fam, you're my crew. I have to tell you these things. I will let you in on them. I'll let you know everything that's been happening, but step by step, okay? Now, today, yes, we are about to go on that roller coaster of emotions. Yes. So, break out the water, the ciders, the tissues. Some people are going to cry. Some people are going to laugh. Some people are going to be like, "Ooh, yes, that is so me." And it's going to be an interesting topic because I know that many of us are in a season, waiting season or a training season, even a broke season. Hi, wink, wink. That's me. That one's mine. Yes, I'm in my broke season. But God and I are tag teaming that wallet, believe it or not. Yeah. So something is gonna give soon. Yep. And today's topic, drum roll please, joy. Yep, that one. That joy. The one you're thinking about, yes. And believe me, I know how difficult it is to have joy in your heart when you're in a season. And Marv is looking at me like I'm an unserious adult. I promise you that I'm very serious. I value my seriousness. But yeah, that joy, the one you're thinking about. Hey, I just got the gist. Okay, guys, we will not mention why there is a particular gist to get until sometime soon. I am hoping. Yes, it's probably what you're thinking. At the same time, it might not be what you're thinking, but we will get into that topic quite soon, hopefully. But in this waiting season, I know how hard it can be to find joy. Because you think about it, Marv, please allow me get through this episode. I am begging. Why are you blushing? Jesus Christ is Lord. But yeah, so when I say joy, I mean that beautiful everlasting feeling in your chest. You know, that butterflies fluttering every part of your chest, that warmth that wraps around you, and you have no other choice but to know that that is God, and that He loves you so much, and you can feel it. That joy that brings you peace, that makes you feel warm inside, tingly. It makes you feel that everything is all right with the world, even though when you look out the window, you're a step away from seeing a missile being dropped onto your street. It's that feeling that makes you glad in your mind, in your spirit, in your heart. Every part of you is bustling with joy. Now, many confuse joy and happiness. They're not necessarily the same thing, but one is the beginning of the other, right? Joy is not that fleeting feeling you get when you finally get that paycheck. And, you know, for us anime watchers, yes, I'm an anime girl. You know, joy is not that feeling you get when a new episode of Windbreaker drops. Yes, it's a new anime I started, and oh my god, I'm waiting for season 2 episode 3 to come out. For all my anime watchers and, you know, weebs out there, somebody should please tell me when it's dropping, because I'm trying to find out and I'm having a hard time. Because right now I'm starting so many different animes at the same time, I feel like my head is going to explode. But joy is the fullness you feel when you remember who is in your corner. You know, that peace you feel when you know that all is well because there is a bigger plan for your life. That sugar feeling that makes you want to frolic in a meadow of wildflowers every day. Yes, you know what? That is actually something on my bucket list. I want to frolic. I don't know where I'm going to find a meadow to frolic in. For my listeners who are in Calgary, someone please tell me if we have a meadow where I can frolic in, because I intend to actually frolic this summer. I just want to run my hands, you know. I want to know what it feels like for all those heroines. Ooh, yeah, not the one you're thinking of. Actresses who run in the field, you know, with their hands brushing the flowers. I want to know what they feel like. I genuinely do. I feel like it's so cute. They look so cute when they do that. But you know what? Back to the topic. Yes, we're missing the point, but back to the topic. I know how difficult it can be to believe that you can find joy in your season. And many people doubt that it exists. They believe that joy will come only after the season. But no, there's something with God that I learned in this past couple of weeks. And it was, God expects you to be joyous at every season in your life. Both the waiting, both the fulfillment, the training period, you know, experimentation period, like the entirety of it. He wants you to be so joyous, to be full of joy, because you cannot be in the presence of God and not feel joy. Hello? Now, many people, do you doubt that it exists? Let me give you proof, okay? Let me lay some Bible knowledge on ya. Are we listening? Yes. Okay, great. Now, according to the book of Philippians chapter 4 verse 4, it says, rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Okay, Paul. Jeez. We hear you. He did not say it once, he said it twice. He said rejoice. And not just when things are good. Always. At every step of your life, rejoice in God. That's a bold call. But it tells you something so powerful, right? Joy isn't about the circumstances. It's about who we are rooted in. Amen. It's about who we know is in your corner. It's about that person you know is fighting the battle for you. Because believe it or not, you cannot fight the battles on your own. My mother will usually tell me, and she will say it as Nigerian as possible, if You are not the one that is fighting your battle. God is fighting the battle for you. So all you need to do is to rejoice in him while he fights the battle for you. Is that difficult? But let's not miss the point, okay? And then, secondly, we have Psalm 16 verse 11. You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. Va? Kya verse hai yaar? Kya Bible verse hai yaar? So interesting, so very realistic, so very truthful. है ना? It comes from every part of your heart. It's incredible, I tell you. Very much incredible. Yes, for those of you who do not know, I have many personalities. I have Priya, the Indian girl. I love her so much. She's so adorable. Everything in her heart, she puts it out there. She doesn't really hold back. She's very realistic, very straight to the point. I have Svetlana. It's not particularly an easy thing to do, to be switching accents as you go, but we're going to figure it out. It's very difficult depending on what we're talking about. I have Pepper. Of course, it's the fullness of joy. It comes from God. It's not something you find on the street, I tell you. Many people have lost their idea of who God is supposed to be. We're only going based on what we desire God to be. It will never work, I tell you. I promise you that much. Yes, I have many personalities. You get used to it. But in this case, back to the fullness of joy with God and away from my multiple personalities. Fullness of joy. Fullness. Not a sprinkle, not a dash, not a taste. Fullness. In the presence of God, there is fullness. Everything about God is complete. There is no part of God that is incomplete. So you cannot have incomplete joy. It doesn't work, right? So here's the thing. You cannot manufacture joy. It's not something you can make in a lab. It's not something you can make in the kitchen. It's not even something you can make in a factory. It's something that only God can give you. There is no such thing as fake it till you make it. It does not work. It is something you receive only when you plug into the source, which is Jesus Christ. So that means to get to that point, you need to embrace the joy that is God himself. You need to come to the situation or that realization that worshiping with God, studying your Bible, finding joy in the little things, finding the beauty in the little things, from the snowfall to when it's warm and sunny outside to when it's raining, that is the joy of God. There's a verse of the Bible that I really love, and it says, "The joy of the Lord is my strength." That is something, isn't it? And with all of that joy, it shows up in the little things. Like I said, warm cup of coffee on a cold morning. That one worship song that hits every time. If you know, you know. So I threw up my hands. I'm not gonna sing. I have a terrible voice. Like that deep belly laugh with your friend when you just shared an inside joke that nobody else in the world will ever understand, but this one person, and all you can do is laugh and rumble and laugh. Sharing a moment of peace when everything around you is chaotic. There is nothing like that. Joy, you find it in those pockets of life. Even when things are difficult, the way the sunlight hits that perfect spot and makes everything around you look like it's glowing, that is joy. Sometimes it's the only thing that will keep you grounded. Because with all the things happening in the world, the joblessness, the divorce rates, the broken families, the hunger, thirst, every single thing, the wars. It's hard to look for God. Trust me, I know. And sometimes it's even harder to be grounded in God because there's so many distractions. There's so much noise. But joy, it reminds you that there is a God. It reminds you you're not alone. It reminds you that although life is loud, your God, he's peaceful. And it keeps you there. Now, I know life can be loud and it will be overwhelming. And it can be oh so easy to miss those little blessings. But today, I want you to pause, breathe, look around. What are those small things that have brought you joy in the past week? What are those little things that you're looking forward to in the new week? For my married people, that warm hug after a long day of work. My single people, your favorite TV show. My favorite TV show right now, I don't even know if we can say it on air, but my current favorite TV show is High Potential. I'm obsessed with that show. That little moment where I can sneak off after everything going on in my life and just sit and watch the show and love it and just be in it. There's nothing like it. So find that this week. Those little joyous moments. And if you want to take it a step further, record it somewhere. Write it out. Today I saw this and it made me happy. And I saw this and I felt so peaceful. And I felt like everything was right with the world. Look. Let me tell you what mine was. So, yesterday, I woke up from a long sleep, a very long one. I went to church, I came home, but all day long, there was a song stuck in my head. And I kept asking God, why this particular song? I couldn't make sense of it. And I would sing it, but every little time I'd sing it, my heart would feel so full. It'd feel like I was so full, it would burst. And so I was like, what do I do? If I like this song this much, what do I do about it? And so last night, I just resigned in my spirit that, okay, I was going to play the song. And I played the song, and for some reason, I was all smiles. I danced and danced and danced, and I was so happy. And I went to bed, and I woke up this morning, and that happiness came into the day with me. I'm not a morning person. So when I wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning and I'm singing, that is something. That's a lot. And that moment carried me all night. It's still carrying me right now. I can't forget that feeling yesterday. I knew it was joy. And the greatest part about it was I had told God, the episode is a joy episode. And I don't know, I don't want to talk to people when I don't feel it. I feel so much joy. I'm so happy to just sit on this couch and just talk into this microphone and just go on. I'm having the time of my life. That is the most incredible way to describe my joy. And look, it's nothing to feel guilty about if you're struggling to find it. It doesn't take away pain. There's a misconception. When you have joy, you will not feel sorrow. That's not true. When something happens, you're going to feel pain. It's going to make you feel icky for a few days. When something happens, you're going to feel But that's the thing about joy. It doesn't leave. Not unless you send it far away. And how do you send it far away, you mean? You let go of God. You forget those little pockets. You no longer try to look for it. You ignore it. That's the easiest way to lose joy. So, remember, joy and pain, they coexist. One does not outweigh the other. Well, joy outweighs pain if you ask me. Why? Joy is what reminds you that God is still present, He's still working, and He's still good. Pain is what makes you doubt that there is a God. Joy, however, it reminds you that you're never alone. Your battle, it will never kill you or swallow you or push you far, because your God is going to stand between you and whatever that is. So whether you're in your season of working, of waiting, or weeping, know that joy is available to you. It's in the little things. The way your baby smiles and they see your face. The way when you say Jesus, you feel warm in your heart. The way when you tell God you need a hug, you feel His arms wrap around you. Those little moments, that's joy. Now, before we wrap, I want to leave you with a little challenge, okay? Find 3 things this week that spark joy in your heart. And like we said, document it. Say thank you to God, and let those little sparks remind you that you are not forgotten. Don't look for the big things. Don't look for an interview call. Don't look for a new car. Don't look for a new house. Look for the little things. The things that happen every single day. Those little things. Let them be your reminders that light still shines in the darkness. Okay. Oh God, guys, we got a bit too serious for a second, right? I'm glad we did. I'm glad we went that far. It means we're doing something. We're discovering God in a new plane. I'm loving that. Now, remember, okay, that this journey with me on the Life Alley, we're all doing it together. We're all discovering stuff. We're all learning things. And remember this. I was listening to a preaching on Instagram about 2 weeks ago. And yes, it was like a preaching clip. And it was a reel. That's what it was. Yeah. And the pastor said, a lot of people often think that, you cannot have joy in your waiting period. That is a lie. When you pray about something and God has answered you, be joyous. Even when He has not yet given you what you prayed for, be joyous in your heart that that thing is coming and that you're going to receive it. And because when that thing does come, the celebration will be different. You will not just be happy, you'll be grateful. And you will always remember that you have a God, even when things are hard. That says a lot. Okay, guys. I couldn't be more grateful for you guys who have been here for me since the first day. Now, you guys, like I said, we're trying to build our following. We're trying to build our presence. So please, 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 please share, like, comment, tell your friends about us. We can't wait. Thank you so much for walking this alley of life with me. Joy, bumps, and all. Now, if this episode has encouraged you, remember to tell someone about it. Share it on your story. Let somebody else get a little joy today. If it has encouraged you, whatever little snippet that you found that spoke to you, post it on your WhatsApp, on your Instagram story, on your TikTok, wherever you want. Let somebody else get a little bit of joy today too. I love you, and most importantly, God loves you. And don't ever forget that. Same time next week. Same time, same alley. Bye.